RetiredIn365 family. So happy and grateful now for the science to getting rich. And so happy and grateful now that I'm Chairman 10 by December 2020. I'm so happy and grateful for my leader and my new family here who are constantly pushing me and keeping my mindset on the right path. Thank you, God, for all of my angels constantly protecting and showing me that I am too powerful to give up. I have overcome way harder things in life. There's nothing I can't overcome. Grateful for my mentors. Absolutely. I'm so happy and grateful for all my Lord continues to do for others, for the hidden growth he's been doing inside of me in order to get to the great things he has for me. Hurts, but it's for my good. Yes, grateful for another day. I'm so happy and grateful now for another chance. I'm so happy and grateful now for God's blessings, life, family, and health. I'm so happy and grateful for the blessings that are yet to come. Awesome. Definitely keep those coming in the chat as well. I'm so happy and grateful for the thousands of lives that have been positively impacted because of my yes, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what you want to think about on today. You want to think about your yes, but the place that I'm coming from is reminding yourself how important your soil is right now, especially coming into harvest season, reminding yourself how important your soil is right now. Firstly, let's start off with opening up with reminding you that you can't be powerful and pitiful at the same exact time. So there's a decision that you'll have to make today that you are going to be powerful. You are going to come from a place of power. You are going to begin to operate from a place of power, right? And I have to identify, let me go ahead and make sure folks are muted out. I had to go ahead and identify my soil. And what exactly do I mean by that? In order for me to identify my soil, first of all, I have to identify what that even means. When I'm good ground, you want to reach and you actually want to go and you want to help other people. When I'm good ground, if I'm a good ground person, those are people, right, that are actually saved. Those are people that actually, what's the word that I'm looking for? Give me 1 second. Let's get back to the notes here. All right, cool. When you're good ground, you want to reach and you want to help somebody else. So there's a sowing season, there's a reaping season. A lot of us, we actively sowed in our sowing season earlier on this particular year. And while we were sowing, there was growth that took place. While we were sowing, there was breakthroughs that took place. While we were sowing, there were chains that were being broken on our behalf. And the things that I was sowing, they're either going to fall on rocky ground, they're either going to fall on shallow ground, or they're going to go ahead and fall on good ground. And how do I go ahead and make sure that my soil is good and that my work falls on good ground? I have to make sure that I'm coming from a place of power. I have to make sure that my belief system is at an all-time high for what it is that I'm actually going after. We had a ton of people in the chat saying they're going after chairman, they're going after they're going after a 7-figure income. I have to identify where's my belief system at in regards to that, going from the spiritual into the actual physical realm, right? From it going from the spiritual into the actual physical realm. So I had to be very, very aware of that. I had to be very aware of the opportunities for growth that I put myself in on a daily basis, the opportunities for growth that I put myself in a weekly basis, the conversations that I'm having or lack thereof, making it a point to guard my conversations, making it a point to identify who's invested in me, who's invested in actually helping me get to the next level. I had to make it a point to make sure that my conversations are correct. And I had to be able to answer that kind of question. Who's invested into me? I have to make sure that myself and those that are invested to me are only speaking about elevation and getting what it is that you absolutely want. Right. And getting what it is that you absolutely want. But about 69 days left in the year, there's a decision that we're going to have to make. And we're going to have to say that, man, I'm going to be focused. I'm going to be all in. And I'm going to make sure that my number one character trait going into 2021 is honing into having a positive mental attitude at all times, right? At all times, regardless of what's actually taking place, regardless of what burden is given to you at that particular time, regardless of what problem that you have to actually go out there and solve, you have to make a decision to go out there and say, hey, listen, I'm going to have a positive mental attitude towards what? Towards my vision, right? Towards my vision, because my vision can't lie because I wrote it down and it's already done, right? And it's already done. You want to get to a point in your life where you're so strong and your faith is so rooted that you can conquer any chaos, that any problem that comes up, any situation that comes up, that you're well equipped to be able to handle that situation, right? You're well equipped to be able to handle that situation. You possess the tools to be able to examine what's going on from a leadership standpoint, to be able to take a look and see, okay, great. What's my expectation coming out of this particular situation? And how do we actually execute and go and take action to be able to rectify that particular situation, right? To be able to rectify that particular situation. And you want to identify for yourself and for the people around you right now in this fourth quarter, your response. And how are you responding to crisis? How are you responding to your challenges? Because the way that you're going to go about responding to your challenges is what's actively determining your faith right now, is determining your faith and what it is that you said that you're believing for right now, determining your faith and what it is that you're saying that you're getting ready to be delivered from right now, right? That you're going to be delivered from right now, right? So you want to make it a point to make sure that you get on these calls, you get the information that you need, you allow yourself to be poured into, and you make sure that your cup is facing up and not facing down. You make sure that you're in a position to be poured into. That's how you can grow. That's how you can make sure that your soil is watered, and that when harvest time comes, you can actually reap the harvest that you were absolutely looking for. And then when that harvest time comes, now I can continue to be happy and grateful. Now I can continue to, be excited. I can continue to operate from a place of expectation, because I understood that everything he made out for me is literally already done. Right? Everything that he made out for me is literally already done. And we can get excited about that because we understand that our goals and our vision is not necessarily confined to time, because our creator isn't confined to time, right? He lives in eternity. And that's why you can get excited about what time breaks down to meaning, right? Time means that things I must experience, right? So as time goes on, time is either going to go ahead and expose who I really am or promote who I really am. So what you want to do during this time is, one, you want to be patient, but two, you want to put yourself in a place to where you're engaging in consistent action. And as things take place in your life, You have to make sure that your awareness is up to realize, man, this is just something that I had to experience. This is just a certain challenge that I had to actually navigate through in order to be able to help other individuals know how to navigate through that as well. Man, this is something I had to experience so I can actually learn how to articulate myself effectively in certain situations, speaking to certain people, actually understanding what it means to step into my self image. Man, that was definitely something I had to experience, right? Having people come into my business and leave my business, man, that was something I had to experience. I had to experience what it looks like to have retention and to not have retention, and so I know what to do in order to keep the retention in my particular business, whatever it applies to in your life right now. You have to understand, man, this is something that I absolutely have to experience, and I simply have to let time run its course. And time is going to actually pass us by anyway. So as time is running its course, as I'm making it a point to identify what growth opportunities am I putting myself in, what growth environments am I actively putting myself in, right? That's actually going to allow me to take myself to the next level, right? Everybody on this call, drop a 111 in the chat if you have your ticket for the event already, right? That's a growth environment. That's another growth environment you want to make sure that you get yourself to, right? What's taking place today, 2 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have multiple opportunities to get people that you love and care about exposed to this particular information, exposed to this particular concept, so they can go ahead and change their life forever. So what we want to go ahead and do, ending off this week, going into next week, so we can actually go into November with the correct momentum and with a bang, is we want everybody that's on this call to commit to getting 10 fresh tickets sold within the next 7 days, right? Within the next 7 days. If you're committed to that, drop a 777 in the Discord chat below. We're super excited for everything that's taking place right now, and you should absolutely be excited as well. You want to go ahead and get this video. You want to get this in front of everybody that you care about, get them exposed to this particular information, and let's go ahead